There is a guy used to living and working in the city. As usual, people ask him, "Where do you come from? Are you living in this area? Your Thai accent is so strange." He said, "I'm from the northern part of Thailand." And this is who really is. He comes from the Karen tribe, living up on the hill into the forest area of the northern part of Thailand. But the question is, why does he have to hide his identity? Why does he choose to tell others in another way? Is he afraid of being discriminated against? This feeling doesn't happen only to this boy. These kids also have been bullied in the school only because they are wearing their indigenous dresses. For a moment, let's think about ourselves. What if the society judged you from who you are? How would you feel? What if they judge you from only what they have heard? Is it fair for you? These feelings are happening to more than 7 million people in Thailand, which is about 10% of the Thai population. The indigenous people are perceived as an outcast since they have been judged from doing bad things or against the law. But what we do not know is how much they suffer from this misunderstanding. For the consequence, they have to change their way of life, move or lost their home, and the worst case is some of them have been killed without doing anything wrong. As a big consequence, Thailand is losing the beauty of cultural diversity due to the discrimination. That's why we start here and found, because we believe that when we listen more, we will discover other stories, which leads to bringing understanding between different groups of people. Thus, our mission is to build public awareness through music and creative communication in order to erase the existence of discrimination. Like Theory U framework developed by researcher Mr. Otto Sherman, it is about emerging new possibilities by listening deeply with an open mind, heart, and will, and without judging. This will lead to empathy and understanding, all at the U based. People perceive that the current people caused the smoke at the northern part of Thailand because they burned the forest. So we visited their village, staying at their house, talking to people, and listening to their songs. In addition, we went to the rotation farming area, the cultural practices that most people perceive that they burn the forest. We get to see it in our own eyes. We have found that they usually pick a part of the land to do the rice farming for their living. After harvesting season, these areas will be left at least 5 to 7 years in order to rebirth the ecosystem. Then, in order to overcome distance between people and bring understanding, we started with co-create music events and other activities with the locals and indigenous musicians in order to deliver another side of the story aside from the mass media content. Like this world music event by current musician Dipunu. He showed many songs about love, life, and beliefs. He is good at pop and hip hop songs. So audience not only enjoy the indigenous music, but also have more chance to know about current stories, including opportunity to discuss and share perspective. And this one, we brought travelers to create their own sound collection by travel. The first day we brought them to a local village and did short trekking and field recordings. Another day we brought them to visit the Mons people village in order to get to know their way of life, traditions, and beliefs through food and other activities. Now you might have a question. How music could solve this social issue? First of all, for us, music is like a book with special power. Not only does it convey stories through lyrics, but it also conveys emotion. It makes us laugh and cry. Music has its own job that always brings people together. For example, under co-creation music events with Dipunu, the UNDP regional invited us to host storytelling workshop and showcase Dipunu's music. Then the UNDP Thailand connected with Dipunu and his village to support the indigenous community and human rights. For the positive impact towards the community, the job opportunities in creative field have been increased, the creative skill set have been developed. We are also giving local and indigenous musician fees the same rate as professional musicians. Although it's not a big number, but we generate income for local musicians for more than 250,000 baht in 2 years. Another impact is from the audience side. We are building community for people who are interested in cultural diversity, human rights, music, and creative experiences. These are opportunities to connect and learn new things from each other. This community is expanding from 100 to 4,000 people in 2 years. More than that, the understanding survey from our activities show that more than 80% of the audience understand more about the indigenous people's life and issues. It also leads to buying local products, but the most important acquisition is they become friends. Now, we are strengthening this community by developing an online platform. This website aims to connect people from around the world through music and stories. Moreover, we have exclusive music playlists that when users buy any songs or sound, the money will go to support local and indigenous musicians. We have done all this because we hope that one day any indigenous boys and girls won't be afraid of not being accepted from the society and won't be afraid of discrimination. They will proudly present their roots and identity, including have more opportunities to exchange with others. One day we could live in a society that everyone can be themselves while respecting and appreciating differences. And if you would like to be a part of this community or join our activities, please go to our website or Instagram. Lastly, thank you so much for everyone and hope you enjoy our show this evening.